Islam Makhachev makes history at UFC 330 by defeating Ian Garry and moving on to 17 consecutive wins to overtake the great Anderson Silva. Shout out to Islam Makhachev. Guys, there's a few interesting things I want to talk about because that was actually a very... The fight was exciting. I was expecting a bit more from Gary's side, but he didn't really have much to offer. He kind of just stood there. Even in Islam's post-fight interview at the post-fight press conference, he was saying it was hard to do much with someone that just stands there. Like Ian Garry just stands there. Like, for example, a Carlos Pratas, I think, has more to offer than an Ian Garry, because I think Carlos Pratas is going to try and take risks, essentially, and try and knock Islam Makhachev out. So, which will present a lot more for Islam. However, Ian Garry's takedown defense wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. Don't get me wrong, Islam was always going to be able to take Ian Garry down. Obviously, he didn't have as much success as he usually does. I feel like Ian was the bigger guy on the night and is obviously the naturally bigger guy. Long, rangy. So I do think all of that put together did give Islam a bit of trouble in terms of completing takedowns and keeping certain positions. But there's a few things I want to talk about. First of all, round one. Islam easily, well, not easily, but definitely won round one. He did better with the striking. Ian did well to, defend the takedown. I think it was the first takedown. To be fair, the whole fight, Ian was doing well to get back up to his feet when he could. But I'm going to be honest, guys, yeah? And this is why I need to start live streaming my... I need to do watch-alongs again, because Islam Makhachev, to me, after round one, going back to the stalls, he looked tired. And I would say, he's gone back to his corner, and I'm thinking, well, no, it was when he got up to come back out for the second round. I'm thinking, Islam, why are you so tired? You are known for having a good gas tank, but you look tired after the first round. Even looking back to the weigh-ins, I thought Islam looks a bit small compared to the first time at welterweight. He looked big. He did in the post-fight press conference. He did say last time he focused more on getting big, and I think going forward, he definitely needs to work on maintaining that because essentially it was muscle that he had in the last fight, but muscle is going to slow you down. But because that fight was such an easy fight with JDM, he didn't have to exert that much energy. So yeah, I think he needs to put on a bit of muscle again, and I think, again, this is his second fight at welterweight, but this is his second fight, and the first fight I don't think really prepared him for what he's going to be in store for, because it was a very easy fight. This fight was a welterweight, but actually a welterweight that had something to offer. As much as it wasn't a lot, he actually had something to offer that JDM didn't. So, and that might actually be why he got tired, because he used a lot of energy. Like, he held Ian Garry for the first round, a lot of the first round. He was trying to get him down. That takes energy. And again, you're doing it to the bigger man. So that will chip at your gas tank, whether you want to admit it or not, or whether you like it or not. Then second round, I'm not going to lie. I was so happy when Islam Makhachev landed that leg kick. I was screaming. Islam, finish him, finish him, finish him. But you see, Ian Garry, he does something that Israel Adesanya does, and I don't really like it because they're tall, rangy fighters. When they're being pressured or when people are trying to throw combinations on them, they will lean back and they can get away with it quite a lot. But this time when Ian did it, Islam landed a head kick, and it was a very, very good head kick. But Ian Garry should thank God that Islam Makhachev is not a tiny bit taller, because if he was, that would have been a shin to the head, because Islam only landed with his literally his feet. So imagine a full shin, and that there was beautiful. Like most of you guys know, I actually like Islam Makhachev, and I was rooting for him in this fight. I was so happy to see him do what he did. And you know, that second round, I genuinely thought, yeah, now once he rocked Ian, I thought, yeah, he's gonna get the finish. Ian did well to survive. Again, I do think Islam got a bit too crazy after he saw that. But then you could see he did well to control his emotions and everything. And then third round, Ian kind of stole that one. Fourth round, I think personally Islam won that. I'm going to rewatch it. But as the fight went on, Ian started to get better. But that was only due to Islam fatiguing. And that's the reality. Because before Islam fatigued, Ian had nothing to offer apart from an oblique kick here and there. One thing Ian did do good, but that was later in the fight, was the body kicks. So yeah, that from Ian was good. Other than that, Ian he didn't have nothing to offer. Like I said, as Islam started to slow down and get a bit tired, that's when Ian started to be able to pick his shots, because it was easier to do it then, because Islam was trying to control his gas tank. And yeah, so third round, I think Ian just stole that. Fourth round, I personally had Islam winning it, and to be fair, I like what his corner said to him, Habib and Javier. He said, listen, we don't know what the judges are going to score it. You need to win round 5. And he went out there. Ian started off well. It looked like, Ian's going to steal this round, and he may potentially steal the fight. But then Islam got a hold of him, got the body lock. And this is the thing, yeah? As much as Islam was tired, he is still able to get certain dominant positions when it comes to the grappling. And it's actually crazy. And I just feel like if it's sticky, because what essentially allowed Islam to get that good position in that 5th round is because Ian started to open up more, because he saw Islam was tired and he thought, yeah, I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna win this round. So because he probably thought, if I win this round, I win this fight. So Ian opening up more in the 5th round essentially allowed for Islam to get that body lock. Obviously, I think it was in the 5th round or 4th round where Islam went to take Ian down. Ian defended it. Islam got him in the Muay Thai clinch. And then Ian Garry turned into Dustin Poirier for a second. He was ripping bodies to the shots to the body. And I was thinking, hey, Islam, when are you going to throw your knees that you usually throw? But listen, Islam did well. He did well. But guys, I'm going to be brutally honest now. I'm actually a very big fan of Islam. Yesterday's win made him grow a lot more. Me, obviously, I was a fan before. But I'm a big fan of him now. Even though, there's a McGregor thing behind me. Khabib, on the other hand, I don't really care for him. But Islam Makhachev is going to struggle at welterweights. And the reason I say this is because he looked very small in there against Ian Garry. And a lot of these welterweights are big guys, man. And Islam is 34 years old. In a few years, he is going to slow down, and that's just the reality of life. He is a very good grappler, very good wrestler. But the fact that he's going up in weight and he's having to try and take down and hold down these bigger guys, and the fact that he's aging, I don't see it ending well for Islam at welterweight. Because we look at Morales, for example. Does he have the same ground game as an Ian Garry? Probably not, but this is a big guy. And if he can stop Islam's takedowns to the level of, or even half of the level that Ian did, and Morales is it, because I don't think a Morales or a Pratas is going to be like an Ian. I think they're going to try and push Islam back and get the knockout. So, and essentially that will open up the fight more for Islam to be able to get takedowns. But again, with those guys being as big as they are, I just don't know, man. And Morales, out of all of them, is probably one of the biggest. He walks around, like, to make weight, to be the backup fighter for UFC 330, he was at 230. And it looked as if he wasn't going to make the weight. Like, he just about made the weight. So, I don't know. I don't know for Islam Makhachev at welterweight. I personally think Islam Makhachev matches up better against Pratas than Michael Morales. That's just my honest opinion. Let me even see who else is in that welterweight division, because I can't think off the top of my head. But the guys are like, it's a shame, because Islam shouldn't go back down to lightweight. I don't think he should, but I genuinely think he needs to either have one or two more fights at welterweight and call it a day. Or genuinely. And I would be happy if he did that, because I genuinely don't see it ending well at lightweight, at welterweight. I mean, listen, I'm looking at the whole division now. And if we're looking at the whole division as a whole, to be completely honest, the guys that I'm worried about him for is more Carlos Pratas and Michael Morales. Obviously, you've got Jack Della Maddalena in there. He's already beat him. You've got Ian Machado Garry in there. He's already beat him. You got Sean Brady. Islam beat Sean Brady easy. Gabriel Bonfim is a big guy. I'm not gonna lie. He is a big guy, and he's 20-1 as well. So I don't know. Yeah. So Bonfim, Pratas, and Morales for me are where I'm like, okay, could be a bit long. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. Islam and his team really need to sit and consider what are the best options for him moving forward, because I don't want to see. I think Islam has earned the right to kind of retire at the top. So, some people can say Khabib deserved it more than him, but no, Islam genuinely deserves it for what he's done for the sport, what he's achieved in the sport, surpassing Khabib's legacy, fully surpassing it, by the way. He is definitely higher on the GOAT list than Khabib, and in my opinion, Khabib doesn't even make the list. But I don't want to see Islam, like, even after the fight yesterday, he didn't look like he didn't even get hit that, like, obviously he got hit, but the damage that he took, it wasn't bad, but I was thinking, rah. But he's got a lot of wear and tear now, because he's had, at lightweight, he's had some grueling fights. So, and Ian Garry, listen, as much as I don't like the guy, he's a decent fighter. But he needs to stop with his fucking fake over nice guy shit. He needs to chill. It's just fucking cringe. So chill out, bro. But yeah, Islam Makhachev, He's solidified himself as one of the GOATs. And you know what, guys, yeah? And this is how, with what I'm about to say, this should show you guys, I try as much as possible not to be biased. I like McGregor, but I'm going to come out and say this. Islam Makhachev, there is a conversation to be had about Islam Makhachev, because he is definitely in the GOAT list, and potentially there's an argument for him actually being the GOAT. I'm just saying. But let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. Like and subscribe.